Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's your favorite professor, Dr. T. So I'm just going to go over some homework problems from your homework number 2. Okay. So now we are going to go into simplifying fractions when we subtract them in their lowest terms. So you have 4 divided by 5 minus 8 divided by 25. And then I like to use the common denominator and multiply it to every part of the fraction. If you want to do it the way that you may have learned it in grade school or middle school, that would just be me changing the 4 over 5 to the common denominator. So I would just multiply the top and bottom by 5. But I like to clear my fractions automatically. So I divide the 25 by 5 and I get 5. And then that way, all I have to do is multiply 5 times 4. I get 20, subtract 8. It's a little bit of a shortcut. And then I end up with 12 over 25. And then I can just type that in. And I can use a division symbol. Check my answer. And moving right along. So this time, I'm just going to multiply by the common denominator. So 2 minus 7 over 6. And I could do the 2 over 1. And then how do I make the 2 over 1 have the same denominator? I can multiply 6 by 6. And this is probably how you learned it. So I'm going to show you both ways. So this would be 12 minus 7 over 6. And then you would just subtract and you get 5 over 6. But the way that I do it, like I said, I just multiply everything by 6. So 2 minus 7, right, over 6. And so I just multiply this and then I multiply it here, but here this changes to a 1. So it's times 1. So I get the same thing, 12 minus 7 over 6, right? So you can just follow either way. So I'm just going to move on. And then this time, all I have to do is, oops. So this time, all I have to do is add 5 over 6 to the other side. So I just add 5 over 6, 5 over 6 over here. And then when I do the same thing, right? So 1 over 3 plus 5 over 6, common denominator is 6, multiply it, and then you can finish that one, right? So 6 divided by 3 is 2, multiply it to 1, add it to 5, and it's all over 6. And just make sure that you put everything in the lowest terms. So I'm going to move on. Same thing here. I'm just going to subtract 4 from both. Sorry. So same thing here. I'm just going to subtract 1 over 4 from both sides, and then I just solve for f. But it walks you through. And it says here subtract 1 over 4 from both sides, and you just can move on through that. For this one, you're just going to subtract 8 over 9, right? So you're going to get r equals 2 minus 8 over 9, and order does matter. So do not do anything that might change the sign of any of your terms. Just be really careful. Same thing here. I'm just going to subtract 3 over 5 from both sides and solve for m. It's pretty direct. For this one, you have some steps. So multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal of -1/3. I do this because -3/1 times -1/3 is equal to 1m. So you're just going to type in there -3/1, and then you just go through the steps with that one. For this one, we are just going to, I'll do this one. So 2 equals -1/4w. And I'm just going to multiply both sides by -4/1. And then I'm going to get -8 equals w, right? Because this cancels and the negatives are also gone. Okay, so you're going to get -8 here. Okay, moving on. Same thing here. You just multiply by the reciprocal. So just pause the video, give it a try, see what happens, see if you get it correct. But you just multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. So you're going to get 12 times 9 divided by 2. Or you could do 12 divided by 2, which is 6, and multiply it to 9, and you're going to get 54. And again, as I go along, as we gradually go along, I skip steps so that you start to have some intuition with these kinds of problems. For this one, you're just going to add 2/9 to both sides. So I'm going to directly go there. That's a y equals, this equals 7/18. And we're adding 2/9. That's a 9. My stylus is just a little. And then I'm going to multiply everything by 18 here. So I'm going to have 18 divided by 9, which is 2. So I can cancel that out, right? And then I have 2/3 y equals 7 plus 4/18. And then I'm going to have 2/3 y equals 11/18. And then I'm just going to multiply by the reciprocal. And because I'm running out of room, I'm just going to directly go there. This will be a 6. So it'll be 11/12. And there's steps to go through with this one. So let's see. We added 2/9 to both sides. And then to add the fractions on the right, the LCD was 18. Let me get rid of all that. What was my ending answer? 11/12. And then we did all of that. Over here, we got 4. And they did it the way that you probably learned it. So it's fine. You'll start to get more of an intuition as you go along. And then this ended up being 11/18. Oops. I used the division symbol, but there was already a fraction placement there. And then we multiply by the reciprocal, and you should have some intuition now. And then therefore 11/12 is the solution. And oops. And so you do the same thing here. You just subtract 9/14 from both sides, and then multiply by 2/3 in the end. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to go past that one. Same thing here. I'm going to subtract 2/3 from 5/6, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So I'll do that one that's a little different. So 2y equals 5 divided by 6 minus 2/3. Common denominator is 6. So 2y equals 5 minus 4. And yes, I am doing some of that in my head. So I'm going to get 2y equals 1/6. And then I'm just going to divide both sides by 2, which is the same thing as multiplying by a half. So I get 1/12. Moving along. Same thing here, just subtract 1/2 from both sides. But they walk you through this. These are the ones that have some guided solutions. So you just need to fill in the blanks. Just go with the flow with that. And if you get it wrong, you just try again. You add to the both sides first. You're going to combine -1/3 and 2. And then you're going to multiply by the reciprocal, -2/7, which it'll be -7/2 to both sides. So pause it, give it a try. Or you can use this as you go on with your homework. Same thing here, same as before. And remember, you have an example. Don't forget you have examples. Sometimes the examples are much longer than what the way I would do it, but that's okay. Same thing here. I'm just going to do 3/5 plus t equals 1. T is equal to 1 minus 3/5. The common denominator is 5, so t is equal to 5 minus 3/5. And because I write so big, you know that's 2/5. I don't need to write all of that. 2 divided by 5 is the same thing. And we're almost done here. For this one, I'm just going to divide both sides by 3, which is going to give me -1 divided by 27. Okay. So if you have trouble with understanding how I did that with one step in my head, and of course, if you're taking an exam in an algebra class, you do want to show your work. But what I want students is to do is to build confidence, and you can build confidence by getting them incorrect. That is okay. I don't always get them correct, and not all my videos are going to be stellar when it comes to whether I make a mistake or not. Sometimes I leave my mistakes in my videos just because of that. So for this one, I'm going to add 3/4 to both sides. My common denominator is 8. So I'm going to get 4n equals 1 plus 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, all over 8. And then I'm going to get 7/8. And then I just divide both sides by 4, or you can say I'm multiplying by 1/4. It's the same thing. So I get 7/32. Or 7 divided by 32. And then this time I have two terms that have an N in them. So it's a little bit different. So I'm going to subtract 4/3 n from the right side. And that's going to be equal to 3/2. And then I need to combine these. So I need a common denominator. Oops, I did not mean to leave the n out. So this would be 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. That's gone now. And then I can write everything over 12. So I'm going to get 21 minus 16 over, that's a 6. Oh boy, that's a funny looking 6. 12. And my n is going to be included. So 3/2. And then 21 minus 16 would be 5n over 12 equals 3/2. And then I'm just going to multiply this side by the reciprocal and the other side by the reciprocal. And I'm going to get 36/10, but I can reduce it to 6 here. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then I get n is equal to, I'm running out of room here, n is equal to 18 divided by 5. So that one was a little bit different. It had a little bit of everything in it. And then 20. Same thing. You're just going to subtract. You're going to add 7 to both sides. And then you are going to multiply by the reciprocal. So you just have to simplify. That one's a little challenging too. So give it a try. And then this just has a little bit of everything in it. So I challenge you to do this one. It's a little longer, so it's a lot to write on the screen, but just give it a try. Don't give up. Just keep going. And this one is a little bit less, so I'll try this one. I'll try to write smaller, which is not easy to do with this stylus. That's a 3. That's actually a 3. It's just the stylus is, yeah, I gotta try to go a little fast and to even see my hand marks, making marks, but it's okay. So I have, these are like terms right here, right? So I'm going to add 5/7 to both sides and I'm going to subtract 5/3 all in one line. So 6/7 m plus 5/7 m equals 3 minus 5/3. So sorry, I have markings down here. It comes from my hand. So these two over here are going to be 11/7m. And I'm going to just go straight in and multiply. 3 times 3 is 9 minus 5. That's the common denominator. So I get 11/7m equals 4/3. And then I'm just going to multiply. M equals 4/3 times 7/11, which is 28/33. If I didn't make any mistakes, 28 divided by 33. It's always possible. So make sure that you review the notes that I have placed in D2L. So don't forget to review those notes that I gave you that have the solutions in them. You can absolutely use that to practice and then dive into your homework. And as always, and if there's something that you would like for me to show you or explain differently, please leave me a comment or let me know. And if there's something you would like me to explain deeper or further, let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. See you next time.